Okay, so I'm back. We're going to be planting echinacea. So let me explain my setup here real quick. I have, right now I have a growing tray that's solid. So this black thing is called a growing tray. It's a solid bottom tray. It doesn't have slots in it for drainage. I have little nursery pots. And these are, fortunately, slotted, okay? So what's gonna happen if I overwater the plants, then
my family starve. God bless my soul to rest.
and it'll drain into the tray. And any plant that I didn't water enough will be able to pull the extra fluid into, and I've been doing this for years and I've never had a problem, pull the extra fluid into their pot. And it's raised, so if you look at it, it's perfect because it's raised. So some of the fluid will stay in these grooves as opposed to come all the way up into the pot. These are pretty good and easy to obtain. You can buy them off Amazon or Temu, Sheen. They're just little tiny pots. Now these growing trays are used for microgreens and they're not cheap. They're not cheap. You'll get about 10 of them for 25 bucks. So they're not cheap compared to these little guys here. So what I'm doing is I'm just making a hole in each one of my pots with my little stabby thing, which is really how you label what you did, when you did it, and why you did it. Okay, so then you just grab, so for me, I always try to put 3 or 4 seeds in each pot. Cover it up, not too much. I went a little too deep. 3 or 4 seeds, because you'll thin them out. And he didn't go where he needed to go at all. Okay, you can put 5, you can put 6, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, I have a ton of seeds over here, so. And these are, echinacea is known as cone flowers, right? But there's 2 kinds, well, several species. But the most common species that you see are the ones that have like that purple flower that come up, but the petals of the flower droop. And they say, you know, people say they have healing properties. So like if you have a sore throat, you got a cold, you can't shake, stuff like that they got these healing properties. And they steep it like a tea. And it's supposed to cause, also, there's another one, and that one's supposed to cause light hallucinogenic, but I haven't never tried it, steeped it, or anything. I grow them because they're pretty, and the bees like them. So that's pretty much why I'm growing. I'm not for sure that's gonna do right. He fell down in the abyss. So let's put a couple more on there. And some people put their seeds like, they'll, you know, spread them out a little bit. I don't. I just drop them in the middle and then let the fastest, strongest one do what he do, you know? I just go back and I thin out the other ones. I clip them. I have a really good little tiny shear. It's really tiny little needle nose type deal, right? So this is what the echinacea seeds look like. They don't need to be stratified. They can go in the dirt. You want to start echinacea plants at least 2 to 3 months before you plan to transfer them outside, which should be at last frost. I looked up my last frost, and my last frost will be in April. For my zone, you need to look up your last frost for your zone. It changes. It changes from zone to zone. So you go and you put in your zip code. You put in what growing zone am I, and then it'll ask you for like your address or your zip code. Put in your zip code, whatever you're comfortable putting on the internet. And then it will give you an estimate of when your last frost date. The other thing you can do is you can go sign up for the Ye Olde Farmer's Almanac, which, believe it or not, people still use, because there are a lot of farmers in rural places where they don't have a lot of internet. You know, they don't have internet access. So technically, it behooves them to have something that they can touch and read without the internet. Now, the reason why I like putting my pots inside of a growing pan like this is because I don't have to come over and sprinkle these. So what I'll do is I will fill this up with water, and I will let this sit overnight. And the fluid will rise into the actual pots. And tomorrow morning when I go to check this, if I feel like there's too much fluid, I'll drain it out. I'll drain some of it out. But right now they'll sit. And if you notice, I don't know which pot it was. I had one in here. I've been planting this way for some time, and it's always worked. When you pour your stuff directly on the top of the plant, on top of the seeds, you tend to shift the seeds, and I don't want my seeds shifted. So, well, I have a couple of used pots over here. I like to start with clean pots. So I didn't clean these yet, but if you see that water rim, this is how I've been planting starter seeds. I'll clean those tomorrow and start my tomatoes for outside tomorrow. So for now, these guys are gonna sit right here and they will wait. Very important that you mark what it is that you planted and the date. So that way you'll know. Let's say I have a total fail of all the plants, right? I don't know, but come April, if I don't see any sprouts in these guys, then I know I did something wrong. So I always, and this is on my Amazon storefront. You don't have to buy it from me, guys. I'm not trying to sell y'all anything, but I believe I put these on here. They come in this bag. I got 200 of these plant labels, and they sent the pen. That's why I was screaming about the pen. I don't like the pen they sent, so I always use a Sharpie, and they're reusable. If you don't tear them up, you can reuse them, because all you have to do is take a little fingernail polish and you can remove the Sharpie. So I like the Sharpie because it doesn't run when you get wet. So, okay, so let me talk about this real quick, and then I will, because I like to keep my lessons short. I like to keep my stuff simple. I watched a YouTube gardening video today where the guy was going on and on and on, and I was like, oh my freaking goodness. So this is mint, and I did this off camera. Let me tell you something about it. I have a couple more that I'm going to show you guys. I just need to order some more herbs. Let me tell you something. For people that's like, maybe you're a single parent and you don't have a lot of money, right? But you got some sunlight and you got a window. You got sunlight and you got a window. Well, you got the recipe for winning. You can literally, like, people that got everything and your little bit of money ain't going to make no difference on whether or not they happy. You can buy these at Dollar Tree for $1.25. You can buy some herbs like chives and mint. I wouldn't like do cilantro's expensive. Wouldn't do cilantro. You can probably get thyme or rosemary, right? And then you get you a can of hammered, Rust-Oleum hammered paint. You spray paint the outside only of this and the rim, keeping the inside clean and away from the paint. So you probably flip it over and do that, right? You let your kids decorate it with, do the hammer, let it dry, let them decorate it with I love your grandma on there, blah, 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 blah. You get your tags, you put them in there, you let it grow. Come close to Christmas or, fall or just whatever, you give it to them as a gift. You've spent $10. But people tend to enjoy the fact, not that you spent $10, but that the fact that you thought about them and you spent time. A lot of us think that, if your mom ain't never asked you for a Cartier watch or a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, your mama and your daddy probably ain't expecting the most expensive stuff, especially if you're probably taking care of little kids and stuff. And you have limited resources, money, maybe you went back to school, whatever, right? You're not expecting expensive stuff, but you might have a little time on your hands. And little kid hands are the best helpers. So in here is mint. It's not that far underneath. I actually see a couple of them that float to the top. Mint is a wonderful, wonderful herb to keep around. It smells wonderful, but it do require full sun. Okay, so I'm gonna sprinkle this medium. Now this is a different dirt. It's Miracle Grow, right? And I don't bring Miracle Grow stuff in my house right away because Miracle Grow, I'm sorry, don't sue me, but they put out little gnats. They dirt is known to put out little gnats. So I do the Miracle Grow stuff and then I leave it outside. I leave it in this garage for days on end, weeks. Then if I don't see no little gnats dancing around, then I'll bring it in the house. So this is a great windowsill type of gift to give somebody. And I have all mint in here. So the mint is gonna get big. I'm gonna thin it out and keep cutting it back. And we'll check on this mint in a few months, but it'll go into my grow station downstairs. So we've gotten the echinacea done. Now I'm bringing this back. I want you guys to see how much of that water have gotten absorbed. You see that? It absorbed the water through the bottom of the pot. Okay, so that's gonna keep my soil moist and my seeds aren't gonna move around in the pot, which is very important because when I go to trim them, I don't want to be digging around, trimming over here, trimming over there. So I pour the water inside the pan. I don't put the dirt in the pan and grow it unless I'm growing microgreens. Other than that, I use these little nursery pots because it becomes so much easier to transport these things outside and plant them than trying to get them out of a whole pan, digging them out and trying to plant them. And this pan's not that deep, so it's not gonna get to the true size I need it to get. Let me show you guys one more thing. When growing complicated things like rosemary, herbs like that require space and time, I want you guys to make that investment, and you can get these on Temu as well. So if you're gonna grow rosemary, tomatoes, things like that, I want you guys to get this size, okay? Get this size. This is a gallon. half gallon. I'm sorry, I apologize. Take it back. It's gotta be a half gallon. So this is a half gallon because the gallon is bigger than it's downstairs. So you want to get a half gallon or gallon size because you need your plant to be able to have established roots and it needs that grow distance. These guys, echinacea, it's fine. They can be little like this, and I'm gonna put them in clusters outside in my yard. So get you this size for like tomatoes and other things that need a lot of time to grow inside before you transplant them outside. Right now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking tomatoes. I keep saying tomatoes because it requires so much growing time before they're established enough to go outside. If you're gonna grow tomatoes and you're not going to a container, then you're gonna want to get some cages too, because tomatoes like to grow up and flop over because they get so heavy with the tomatoes, right? But that pretty much concludes this lesson that I have put together. I like to keep my lessons short. I ain't no point in me talking to your ass for no 2 to 3 goddamn hours talking about planting no plants because it don't take that long, because a lot of this stuff, you guys, is pass, fail. It's memory recall. I did this last year, so I know I can do it again this year. I failed at it last year because I did X, Y, Z. You know, so it's like you just, some of the stuff you're gonna have to just experience your successes and your failures. So I have another pot that I will prep with some more of that nutrient water that I showed you guys in my other video, the soil revitalizer. And this is new soil. This soil, I've never had a plant in it, but I want to show y'all the differences in the soil. So this is Miracle Grow in the yellow bag, called potting soil. See that? Right? This is the yellow bag. That's what this is. The moisture control, and I'll put a picture up in the video, that's this soil. And it's okay to mix and match. This is a more of a siltier, there'll be sticks in it and stuff like that. It's more what a plant would get on the outside. So when I'm starting delicate fruits and vegetables and plants, I use the moisture control, which is this one. It's a little more finer, a little more refined, a lot less of the extra, bark and mulch and all of that, right? This soil, even though this one's called moisture control, it's been my experience, this soil drains better and it stays drier. And this one stays moist longer and it doesn't drain as well. It actually kind of clays up at the bottom. So that was partially why I didn't put the water on the top of these, because it just doesn't drain as well. So I went up through the bottom. That's a method to keep in mind. Also, too, I had a viewer reach out to me and tell me that a lot of these products and a lot of things that we're getting, check Facebook Marketplace. But you guys, if you do meet up with people on Facebook Marketplace, do it in a public place. Do not be out here buying stuff by yourself. Try to have somebody go with you, but do it at a police station, a Walmart, something, because people have been known to rob people off Facebook Marketplace, okay? And I don't want nobody to get robbed or upset or anything happen at all. So just take somebody with you and go somewhere public. I'll go to the police station and buy something off Facebook Marketplace. Ain't nothing that you could ever purchase could be worth your life. And people out here fucking dumb. Anyway, I need to take him out. He doesn't belong in there. So I have dill, which dill is big. Dill, I will directly sell outside because it gets to be, I think it's like 2 or 3 feet high. Cilantro, lavender again, which I just started some more lavender seeds. Oregano, I'll show you. Oregano's super complicated. It doesn't grow very well. Basil, thyme, another type of basil, chives, parsley, and then some more chives. Now I have this, I did purchase these off of Amazon, and I did use these last year, and you get about 200 seeds per packet, and they had a wonderful yield. My cilantro, which I'll show you guys how I trim my cilantro, and then show you that we save it by vacuum sealing it. My cilantro did wonderful. My cilantro grew, and I still have it. It's over there in that corner. It has a grow light on it. It's 2 years old, and I literally can't keep up with the trimming of the cilantro. So I can vouch for this company telling you literally I use it, Serena seed. So, and they're let me explain this. So people use food as decorative gardening, so they have artful gardening, and their seeds are curated to actually produce exactly what you see on the front of it. Everything that they sent to me grew to look exactly like what the front looked like. That's why I didn't like their lavender. I didn't like their lavender. So I actually went with one of my favorites, which is Outside Pride, and I just redid the lavender today again with about 400 of these seeds, and it's to 5,000 seeds in here. So lavender takes cold stratification in order to grow. The rest of these seeds, what I'll do is I will go outside. I have an area that I would like to put them in. So I'll go outside, dig little trenches, and then put the seeds in there because that's 5,000 seeds. I might as well put them in the ground and not waste them. But in decorative areas, I have started anew. So I did it the other day, and I put just a few. But typically when I do seed stratification, I do this many because I have so many places I need to plant this type of stuff. Okay, it's late. I gotta go take care of my pooches. You guys be good, love on each other. I know we're facing a lot of uncertain times and people are upset and things are happening really fast, but just understand that we got the power for positive or negative in our life, right? And we're gonna laugh and we're gonna have fun. And the only person that can steal your joy away is you. We're not gonna focus on no type of politics. We ain't gonna talk about what nobody's doing. We're literally gonna plant seeds, talk shit, and have fun. And hey, I don't mind. Jump in the comment section, talk shit, talk your shit. And if you got a page and your page is not negative, you're doing positive stuff on your page and you want me to follow you back, please hit me in the comment section and I will sub you back because I want to follow people. I want to see content. Shout out to all the gardeners that's telling people to get started now. And then I want you guys to feel this and understand, guys, I don't expect nobody to go spend $1,000 to $1,500 trying to start no damn home garden. I don't expect that. What I expect is that, you'll do what's at your capacity. Don't feel pressure to do anything. You don't have to. No way in hell you're living in an apartment. Do I expect you to stratify this many dogs? There's 4 layers of seeds in here. Do to your capacity. And no matter what happens, whether we're successful or whether we fail, I'm still proud of you because you tried. I've been trying to grow goddamn grapes for fucking 5 years. Not longer than that. I ain't got not a grape in sight. I'm like, these damn grape vines are treacherous. So you will win some, you will lose some. Anyway, this Cap for now, and I am out of here. It's Gardening with Kappa. Make sure you sub. Talk your shit in the comment section. You can remix, change, do whatever. You got a better method of doing this stuff? Come on, holler at me. I do not mind. I am learning as we're all learning. I am a forever student. Anyway, deuces, bitches, I'm out.